Hello everyone, I'm Pharmacist Michael, and today I'm going to talk about something that we're all going to have to deal with at some point in our lives. I'm going to talk about how to deal with losing a loved one and the grief that comes from that. Not only that, but other things that can also bring grief to your life. Everyone must deal with loss at some point in their lives. Loss of a loved one, loss of a pet, loss of a job, loss of a relationship, a miscarriage. How do you deal with this when it seems like your life will never be the same? This video will give you some tips on how to manage loss. Depending on the situation, this can be difficult to navigate alone. What should you do if you're suffering a major loss in your life right now? First, realize that no one grieves in the same way or on the same schedule. There are many factors that determine the grieving process. How much the person or thing lost meant to you, coping skills that you have learned in the past, and your faith. Give yourself permission to grieve at your own pace. Give yourself time and don't try to rush through this. Crying is therapeutic. Do not try to hold your emotions in. Ignoring a loss will not make the feelings go away. The 5 stages of grief. These go way back to 1969 and were created by a psychiatrist who studied patients with terminal illness. These stages are denial, this can't be happening to me, anger, why is this happening and who is to blame, bargaining, make this not happen, in return, I will, and depression, I'm too sad to do anything, acceptance, I'm at peace with what happened. Remember that no loss is typical, and because of that, there is no typical process for everyone. Don't expect to go through these stages in this order or on a specific timetable. It is also important to know that you don't have to go through each of these steps in order to heal. We are all different. Know that your grief may trigger several emotions, such as anxiety, shock, loneliness, guilt, hopelessness, anger, irritability, rage, despair, regret, denial, skepticism, resentment, yearning, sadness, worry, isolation, self-pity, envy, and fear. This is a lot. This is exactly why I suggest learning coping techniques before you need them. If you haven't learned them, start now. We will all face loss at some point in our lives. Look through my past videos for more information on coping skills. What are the physical symptoms of grief? We often think of grief as a strictly emotional process. But grief often involves physical problems too, including fatigue, nausea, lowered immunity, weight loss or weight gain, aches and pains, insomnia. Remember, lack of sleep makes everything worse. So get a short-term prescription from your doctor if you need to. I also suggest watching my video titled The 5 Pillars of Health Revisited for more information on sleep hygiene. Get support. We tend to isolate ourselves from others after a loss. This is not healthy. I recommend talking to family and friends about the loss and join a support group. Support groups can be very helpful because the people in these groups are also grieving. Friends and family may feel awkward about talking about your loss, but others who are grieving need your support just as much as you need theirs. Consider going to a church prayer, or meditation. If you are a person of faith, the pastor of your church, as well as the congregation, can be instrumental in your recovery from grief. Prayer and meditation can calm your mind. Find a grief counselor. It is never a bad idea to talk to someone specifically trained to help you recover. Grief counselors are specially trained to help. Remember, this happens to everyone. And don't feel like you're less of a person by reaching out for help. Continue doing things that make you happy. It is important to stick with hobbies and interests that motivate you. We often feel depressed and lose energy when experiencing a loss. I can tell you that things will get better with time. Stay healthy and follow the 5 pillars of health outlined in my video titled The 5 Pillars of Health Revisited. Grief and loss is one of those things that we will all face at some point in our lives. I believe it is important to develop coping skills before the need to use them arises. Learn deep breathing techniques, guided imagery, and meditation skills. Pray, practice yoga and or Tai Chi. Learn to train your body and mind to face grief, loss, and adversity. If you are currently experiencing grief from a loss, get support. Talk to others. Take your time to grieve. Remember, we all go through grief differently. You will get through this. If you have any questions, please contact me at michael.brown@sunshinentc.com. If you know someone who is grieving or needs to see this video, please send it to them. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. And please subscribe to my channel for more happy, healthy information. I'm Pharmacist Michael. Be happy and be healthy.